All right, so I used to love Call of Duty. I mean, I feel like everybody did. Back in like the Black Ops, Modern Warfare, like the original Modern Warfare era, I remember going to friends' houses, playing split screen, playing zombies, and just absolutely having a blast. And the thing about that era too is that the campaigns and stories were actually surprisingly good. The Call of Duty was actually known for having some great stories and some great things to say. Now, it's been a bunch of years since then. I enjoy Call of Duty, but I'm not as big of a fan of it as I used to be. But I actually really liked the kind of semi-reboot they did for Modern Warfare, the first one, that I really enjoyed the campaign. The online multiplayer was so much fun that it really felt like they were returning to form and you could get excited about Call of Duty again. But it always kind of felt like that was inevitably going to crash and burn. It's like how I felt about Assassin's Creed going through a reboot. It was like, oh yeah, this is fun for now, but there's going to come a certain point, like 3 or 4 games in, we're going to be like, this is bad, that this has become bad again, because often these companies reskin and then often fall into bad habits, and that seems to be the case with Modern Warfare 3. If you don't know, there's a ton of backlash that people are furious about this game. Even IGN gave it a bad review, which is incredible because usually they love Call of Duty. And even they are like, this is bad. And so I kind of want to dive into it because I think that this whole Modern Warfare 3 situation is actually a warning shot to the gaming industry, and that we as consumers need to pay attention, because I actually think that this is a really important moment for gamers in gaming history. And so let's dive into some of the issues and then why I think we need to pay attention to this and choose how we react to this wisely. So first off, and this is one of the major problems I see with the gaming industry right now in a lot of ways, is that it is so evident that this thing was made for money. And Call of Duty is infamous for this, that they often are just like, you got to pump out the new game every single year or whatever. And the crazy thing is that there was no new Call of Duty planned, that this was almost like a last minute decision that they weren't going to release a Call of Duty this year. And even to what goes to show for that is that this is running off of like Modern Warfare 2 stuff. So they haven't even like rebuilt the engine or updated it or anything. That this was 100% a cash grab where they went, wait a second, we're not going to release one this year? Why not? Let's release one. And now it's under Microsoft too. And so maybe they thought, hey, let's get our return on investment. But this whole idea of like pumping out games that are half-baked just to make $80 off of us is absolutely ridiculous. And we need to stop buying it. That if a game is bad, we need to not pick it up. That we shouldn't let something this mediocre be something that we purchase just for the multiplayer, because it's so obvious that this thing was a cash grab. And if we continue to buy things like this, it's going to tell the industry that this is fine. And Call of Duty is one of the initiators of this. They started doing this a long time ago, and with the Modern Warfare reboot, it felt like they were going backwards, and they're like, hey, we're not going to do that anymore. But they seem to be back in the same cycle, that they're in that same rut of just trying to push out games to meet a quota. And we as consumers need to stand against it and say, hey, this is not what we're for. We want quality over quantity. Give us a quality Call of Duty game. Don't give us 4 Call of Duty games over 4 different years that are barely different and are so like poorly designed and put together, and then charge us $80 for this piece of garbage. And the thing everybody's talking about is the campaign. And the biggest question is like, why? Like, why is there a campaign even in here? Because the campaign is such a joke that it seems laughable that they even bothered to put it in. Like, they might as well not have bothered. But it's a selling point, right? And people expect Call of Duty to have campaign. And Call of Duty has had some great campaigns. And so you're always hoping that it's going to be good. But this campaign is terrible. And not only is it terrible, it's only like 3 to 4 hours, and that's if you're like taking your time. They're charging $80 for a 3 to 4 hour campaign. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, that's the same amount of time it was taking people to beat Sonic Forces, and that was a laughable joke. Like, what was even the point of this? And and if you add all the cutscenes together, it's only like a 30-minute movie. Like, what what is even the point of including this? And again, I think this goes back to the cash grab, that it was like throw something together as quickly as possible to create a release date, and we know that people are going to buy it because it's Call of Duty. And I just want to say that we should have a way higher standard for our gameplay than this. And here's the thing, if they charge like $20, I wouldn't care. If they charged even like $40, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, okay, well, they only charged you like $40, like that makes sense. But when you're charging full price for a 3 to 4 hour campaign that only has 30 minutes of cutscenes, what are we doing? Like, this is not acceptable. And on top of that, it's not even a good 30 minutes. Like, it's bad. And again, it's just the cash grab stuff, man. And we as consumers have to take a stand. And then the last thing that personally bothers me is this like multiplayer apocalypse that we're in. I am sick of all these cash grab multiplayer games that throw you out multiplayer that's half baked, and they hope to just release some DLC that'll keep you interested, and they'll charge you with tons of microtransactions that don't even do anything. They're just cosmetic, but it's just this curse of this new online multiplayer Fortnite-esque kind of games. I hate them so much. And am I the only one who misses like split screen, where it would be so nice for them to throw in a mode where I could actually play with 4 other people in my house and like have that kind of nostalgia, have some friends together, have like a little party, and be able to play multiplayer split screen together in the same room. Am I the only one who misses that? Or does everybody love online so much? And I like online. Like, I like online multiplayer. You can't always have everybody in your house. And then you're also not going to be able to play against like 100 people in your house. But it's crazy to me that there's not even the option anymore to have that kind of a split screen experience. That it's so sad and depressing to me, especially when you're charging $80 for a game like this. How hard is it to throw together a split screen multiplayer experience? It's really not, especially if your campaign is like 3 to 4 hours. Like, give me something. And I know they're like, oh, zombies is coming, but who cares? I don't care. They don't deserve more of your money by buying that DLC garbage. It's just so ridiculous. And that's also why the campaign is bad, is because they know it doesn't matter. The people are going to buy this game for the stupid online multiplayer, and they're going to fill it with microtransactions, and people are just going to give them money. Why do they need to put effort into a campaign? Why do they need to put effort into this game at all? They can just reskin Modern Warfare 2 and sell it to us, and we'll buy it because we all want to play that online multiplayer. It's garbage. They just want to fill that stupid release schedule and make the $80 off of you. And it makes me so mad, because this is like such a clear problem in the gaming industry, where most of it isn't as drastic as this, but we are receiving half-baked games that studios are pushing to meet a deadline instead of doing what Nintendo's been doing. And again, Nintendo isn't perfect. I know that Game Freak under Nintendo, which isn't technically Nintendo, but it is Nintendo, with the Pokemon, was absolute garbage, and they do the same thing. But outside of Pokemon, if you look at everything else, they've stopped announcing release dates. And the reason why they've done this is that they can give the game enough time so that they can release a quality product. And to be honest, Nintendo is one of those studios that puts out quality consistently, that they consistently are giving you something that is usually worth your money. PlayStation does a better job of this, but they still fall short. And then Ubisoft and Activision are terrible at this. And everybody's tempted to kind of go this route because it makes money. And I think we just need to take a stand. That we need to buy games that actually are baked, that aren't half baked, to release, to make a release date. That we need to speak with our wallet. And I'm scared that people are going to buy this game, and it's going to show Microsoft and Activision that this doesn't matter, that we'll just buy it anyways, and they can give us a trash game for $80, and our standards are that low that we won't even blink an eye at it. But I want to encourage you, don't buy it. I'm not going to buy it, and I don't care if they fix it or update it. I'm not supporting them releasing a half-baked game like this. And I really hope that you don't either, because I think this is a warning shot to the industry, that if you want to support this kind of a game and how they're releasing this, that this is going to be something that's going to happen more and more often, and you can vote with your wallet. Send a message. If they're going to send us a warning shot, send a warning shot back. where we say, hey, we mean business. That if you want to release garbage like this, yeah, we're not going to buy it, and it's going to be terrible for your studio. So how about give us a quality game? I think we need to speak up, and we need to stand up to this stuff and not allow it to be fine. And I really hope that you don't just buy this $80 game so you can play the multiplayer. Seriously, don't. Please don't do it. Don't buy it. But that was a long rant. I want to know what you guys think. Head down to the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. Genuinely love having dialogue with you guys in there and hearing how you're feeling. I'm a small channel, so any little bit helps. So if you could give it a like, if you could subscribe, that would mean the world to me. Leave a comment. Let's join the conversation together. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.